Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up. Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to What If Naruto was the Ultimate Uchiha Part 4. And I know what you're thinking, how is this possible? He's back again. Well, it's just because I'm a real G like that. But anyways, today I wanted to get, well actually, I'm not going to go into that yet. This What If is not going to follow the normal storyline, that's what I'm going to say. We're going to miss certain bits, but also there's going to be some new bits added to make up for the bits that I missed, basically. And let's jump straight back into where we left off. We now have to Naruto and Kakashi, who have run from the Kamui dimension. Naruto was drenched in sweat. Although he could tell that that man wasn't at his full power, it was far above him. But at the same time, there wasn't only fear, there was excitement. Finally, a challenge. Naruto didn't mean this to be cocky, but his entire life he's been raised, wow, amazing, this and that. Not once has someone ever been able to truly stand against him, except for Itachi, but that's a bit iffy, as neither of them have never went fully out against each other. With this, Naruto knows exactly what he needs to do. He needs to train. And so that's what he does. After Kakashi informs Minato about Obito, Minato remembers that he had a flying Raja mark placed on that masked man. He wonders, could that be the same? He shakes his head and ignores it. Even if it is, it's not the right time to use it. Let me for once keep my cards to my chest and see how this plays out. Naruto, who was on his own, training relentlessly, testing out all his new Sharingan, all his new this and that. He hears a voice in the back of his head. Naruto. He gets sucked into his mindscape, and Kurama's there. Naruto says, "Oh, so you're finally talking to me? It took you long enough. After our last few conversations, you went quiet on me." Kurama just pretends he isn't bothered by this, but Naruto could see Kurama was sort of flustered. Naruto says, "Anyway, Kurama, what you got for me?" Kurama looked very intrigued. And says, "What? How did you know my name?" Naruto replies to Kurama, "Well, I thought you would have been able to tell. I can read minds. I can sort of see everything about you. So I can tell that you're Kurama, the nine-tailed fox, created by the sage of the sixth paths, split out from a beast who was originally a ten-tails." Naruto gets him ranting on and on and on, and it freaks Kurama out, and he says, "Okay, shut up. Anyway, I brought you here today because your training is a bit pointless. If I recognise that person you saw correctly, that was Madara Uchiha." Naruto says, "Yes, I know." Kurama says, "Brat, shut up, stop interrupting me for once in your life. If that was who I think it was, we're in a world of trouble. That Madara Uchiha was able to control me with ease. Absolutely demolished the Leaf Village if he wished, and the only person who could stand against him was the first Hokage Hashirama. And no offense, kid, you're nowhere near his level." Naruto says, "No offense taken. But what's the point of telling me that I'm not strong enough? That's just a bit demoralising." Kurama replies to this and says, "That's where I come in. I've been watching you over these past few months." Naruto goes, "Pedophile, pedophile." Kurama tells him to shut up. As chakra explodes from Kurama, this gives Naruto a bit of a whiplash and he shuts up. Kurama says, "Well, anyway, where I was from before, I've been watching you these past few months and it's about time. I believe you're strong enough to start serious training with me and someone else. If you can find him, it would make it a lot easier. He has white hair, not Kakashi, and he has red lines on his face. If you can find him, this would make our life a lot easier." Naruto agrees, and he rushes through the village just to get stopped by Kakashi, who's with Sasuke and Sakura, and he informs them about the tuning exams. Hearing this, Naruto gets a bit ugh, and Naruto says, "I'm sorry, Kakashi, but I've got to decline." This pisses Sasuke off more than anyone. He's like, "What do you mean you declined? It was our chance to fight without holding back." Naruto says, Sasuke, I appreciate you wanting to be my rival and compete with me, but if you couldn't tell, I don't really care about what my rank is. I care about how strong I truly am. So if it means I have to give up on becoming a Chunin or Jonin, then I'm going to give up on being a Chunin or Jonin, if it means I can get stronger. Because keep in mind, Naruto's number one dream isn't to be Hokage. Well, it sort of is, but it's not as big as before. As Naruto has nothing to prove that the only thing Naruto has to prove is that he's worth all the praise he gets, but he's basically proved that already. So now all he really has to do is get stronger. So he declines. He continues rushing through the village, and he's thinking, damn it. Where would he be? Where would he be? After a long day of searching, Naruto gives up, for now, and decides he's going to go to the hot spring to just relax. As he's walking there, he sees an old man with white long hair peeking on the girl's bathroom. Naruto's duty as the fourth Hokage's son is to stop this. So he rushes over and says, hey, you old pervert, stop it. As we all know this to be Jiraiya, he turns round. Naruto, looking at his face, hears Kurama scream in his head, that's him! That's the legendary Sannin Jiraiya! Naruto looks at him with disgust, saying, this man is the legendary Sannin. I don't believe it. Jiraiya told him to buzz off. He didn't really recognise Naruto. Remember, Jiraiya's still his godfather, but he barely seen Naruto. He didn't recognise him that much. He didn't get a good look, it was just a glimpse. Naruto grabs Jiraiya by his hair before he can react, which surprises Jiraiya. No one's ever normally been able to sneak up on him. No one's ever been able to sneak up on him except for maybe Orochimaru or Minato. And Naruto flings him by his hair. He thinks that's disappointing until Jiraiya lands perfectly. Now that he's got a better look at him, Jiraiya recognises Naruto and he goes, wait, are you Naruto Uchiha? Naruto's eyes flare red with the Sharingan, saying, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, in honour of my mother's clan. Hearing this, Jiraiya's face dims down a bit, remembering Kushina and what she stood for, and he, instead of arguing with Naruto, he actually apologises, as he understands that Naruto, hearing everyone refer to him as an Uchiha, must hurt him deep down, as no one remembers his mother, just his father. And Jiraiya says, I'm sorry, Naruto Uzumaki. You're the fourth Hokage son, ain't you? Naruto goes, yes, you know my father? I didn't think my father would associate with an old pervert like you. Hearing this, Jiraiya gets a bit knocked on the head and he's like, associate? He didn't only associate with me, I taught him everything he knows. Naruto starts laughing and he says, really? For someone who's laughing, I bet you can't even understand the principle of the flying Rajan technique, but your father can master it. When he says this, Naruto teleports right behind Jiraiya using the flying Rajan. He placed a mark on him when he grabbed him by his hair. Seeing this, Jiraiya is impressed and excited and says, I heard the rumours, but I don't think it was true. You really did master that flying Rajan technique. What about this? Jiraiya puts his hand to the side as a Rasengan forms. Naruto does exactly the same thing, but he adds lightning chakra nature to it. And the blue consistently goes a bit more white, as little sparks of electricity appear around it. And Naruto shoots it towards Jiraiya. Jiraiya says, interesting. But the Rasengan soon fades. And he says, well, that was disappointing, until he gets nailed in the stomach. Jiraiya barely gets back up on one knee, holding his stomach, thinking, damn, so you had lightning style to Rasengan, it becomes a vanishing Rasengan? After seeing that Naruto could add lightning chakra nature to Rasengan, Jiraiya made him cycle through all of them. And unknown to Naruto, Jiraiya was actually training him. As although Naruto couldn't actually add all the chakra natures to his Rasengan, after this one day, he got the foundation to do it. And where it wouldn't be a full fire Rasengan, it would be orange at least. And would actually cause burns, but it wouldn't be nowhere near what Naruto was hoping for. After seeing what actually happened, realising he was getting trained, Naruto agrees with Kurama that this is the man to train him. Before Jiraiya can do anything, Naruto places 2 fingers on Jiraiya's forehead and sucks him into his mindscape. Jiraiya lands on his ass in Naruto's mind, just to see the Nine-Tails fox in a cage without much of a seal on it. He immediately springs into action, preparing to steal the Nine Tails, launching it just to get his ankle grabbed by Naruto and slam back into the ground. Naruto says, "Relax, old man. Me and Kurama are calm." Kurama looks away with not really a blush, but more flustered, thinking, "We're not calm. It's just a necessity that we work together. We both want to survive." Seeing this, Jiraiya's flabbergasted. The nine-tailed fox flustered by a mere boy. But anyway, Kurama explains to both of them that they need to skip the tuning exam and spend 5 years outside the village training with Kurama's guidance and Jiraiya's guidance. And Naruto immediately agrees, taking at least Jiraiya off guard. What Jiraiya says to him, "Listen, Naruto, I get you want to be stronger, but I'd at least wait 2 years. I don't mind taking you a 3-year training trip. At least spend these next 2 years with your family, your friends, build memories." Naruto interrupts him after memories and says, "I would normally agree with you, but you don't know what I've seen." Naruto activating his Sharingan shows Jiraiya what he saw. As soon as he sees that there's Madara Uchiha has been resurrected, he immediately agrees and says, "Maybe not even 5 years, I'd rather 6. When do we leave?" Kurama says, "Tonight." "Naruto, I wanted to tell you this. Make peace with all your friends. Tell them that you'll be back in 5 years. And say goodbye to your father." Naruto does not at all argue with this, and he does exactly what it says. He informs everyone, including his father, that he's leaving. And then, the last one, he goes to the Uchiha compound. When Sasuke opens the door, he rugby tackles Naruto and says, "Naruto, you came. I'm still pissed off at you for skipping the tuning exams, but at least you can help me train." Sadness comes into Naruto's eyes, and Sasuke recognizes it, and he says, "What's wrong?" Itachi watching from a tree jumps down, also seeing the sadness, and says, "Yeah, Naruto, what's wrong?" Naruto informs them both that he's leaving the train, because there's a very strong enemy coming. So he looks at Sasuke and Itachi saying, "I recommend you both train to your full extent. And Sasuke, when I get back, if you're not a Jonin, you're not going to get to spar with me at all." Sasuke was at first sad and knew that Naruto had to do this to protect the village, which is duty as not only a Leaf Village Shinobi, but as the 4th Hokage's son. His only son at that. So, it happens. Naruto leaves the Leaf Village, with Jiraiya and Kurama in his head. 1 year passes. At this point, Naruto is beastly. He has perfect chakra control. He can easily add all the elements to his Rasengan. And he's masters of thousands of jutsus. And he's also nearly mastered half of his Magenko Sharingans. As he sticks with one until he masters it, and then he goes on to the next. Ones he's found the most useful are Kamui. He's the first one that he originally awakened. And many more. Okay, the one that I'm just gonna have to call it is I'm gonna just say them by their names so we see them. The ones that he's mostly mastered is Itachi's one, which he saw from Itachi. Obito's one, Kamui. Indra's one, the one with the spiral that I said lets him control time because I was taking a guess. And Fugaki's. And he's mastered these basically because he can. What else can I say? And with his abilities, actually I'm going to give you abilities at the end. And now it's Naruto's, I'm going to say, 12th birthday. Or should I say, yeah, it's his 12th birthday. And when he's in a dream, the night he turns 12, he's dreaming. And a mysterious man with purple eyes comes to him in his dream and says, "Naruto Uzumaki, your destiny is coming sooner than you think." Naruto wakes up in a cold sweat. Kurama somewhat recognizing the chakra but couldn't pinpoint it. He says, "That's similar to that old man." "No, that's impossible. He passed on years ago." Now we skip another month. Naruto's taijutsu is insane, and with the guidance from my guy before he left the village, Naruto is now able to open up to the 7th gate in the 8 gates, and for some reason there's not much strain on his body unless he pushes it too far. And now Naruto has perfect control of nearly every Magenko Sharingan, except for one, Sasuke's one. Naruto don't know what Sasuke's one, but we do. And that's because something just always put him off about it. But now that it's his 12th birthday, he decides he's going to train it. By the way, Naruto has not unlocked his Susanoo yet. Now we go into the second year. In this year, Naruto is, like I said, the 7th. Now we're going to go into the 3rd year. By now, halfway through it, Naruto has mastered all his Magenko Sharingans. And that's when it flashes on his search bar. More options have appeared. Internal Magenko Sharingan options of all of them have appeared. And they haven't replaced the old ones, they're just a lot larger list now. Naruto, using these, realises that the abilities are far stronger. The chakra gain is way less. And he can use this weird chakra ribcage. Now near the end of the 3 years, nearly onto the 4th. Naruto is mature now. He's about 14, nearly 15. And he's just beastly. He can now use all 8 gates, and with Kurama's guidance, he's even unlocked the 9th. That is where he activates every single one in his body, including his heart. And then, using his chakra, like the place he stores his chakra, he opens that as well. This allows Naruto's chakra to flow endlessly, but we're not going to get too far into that. Naruto, now at the start of the 4th year, and we're going to skip 6 months each time. The 6 months skipped, Naruto and Kurama have finally begun working together and integrating their chakra, and they finally managed to pull it off. KCM 1 and shortly after KCM 2. Naruto has also nearly matched out his Susanoo. He's on the part before they get wings. He's on the stage just before perfect Susanoo. And then we're at the end of the 4th year. This progression was a much slower for Naruto, as there was not much else he could learn. That is until Jiraiya pulled out the offer of Sage Mode. And Naruto finally unlocked the final level of Susanoo. In the last year, Naruto trained Sage Mode to the max and even get some summonings. And if you're wondering what summonings, you're going to find out soon. And with that, Naruto begins training Sage Mode. Within 6 months, he's a Master Sage. And he gathers Sage energy naturally, doesn't even need to try it. And his Sharingan also unlocks more abilities. He can sort of see the weakness of his enemies, and I mean by he can see the weaknesses. They're glowing. Naruto believes this is the pinnacle of his Sharingan. That is until he finally manages to perfectly integrate all 3 chakras. His regular chakra, his Sage chakra, and his Nine-Tails chakra. When he does that, by the way, this is at the end of the final year. By the time he does that, more options for his eyes open, but they're blurry. One is purple. One is purple with patterns. One is red. One is blue. One is yellow. And there's just so many, but Naruto didn't get the option to. They're on their way back to the Lily Village now. That's when Naruto feels it. He's going to be 16 soon, by the way. A surge of danger runs down the back of Naruto's spine. He flying Rajins everyone to the Leaf Village just to see dead bodies everywhere. No one that he really knows, just citizens. But thankfully the Leaf Village isn't too destroyed. And that's when he looks up into the sky. A man is floating there with a cloak on with red clouds and purple eyes and orange hair. Jiraiya, when he sees this, his jaw drops and he says, impossible. He's meant to be dead. Seeing this person, Naruto doesn't freeze up like Jiraiya does. He knows what he has to do. But before he can do this, as we all know this to be pain, he yells, "Almighty push." Naruto can see this with his Sharingan, a massive wave of chakra coming down. And he knows what he has to do. He flies upwards with his Susanoo activated and swings his blade at it. The Susanoo blade shatters, but it also stops the Almighty Push, and Naruto just recreates it. By the way, right now he's using Shisui's Susanoo. He's like changing it up. And yeah. Oh, I need to check what part I'm at. How many minutes? Oh, 20 minutes, guys. And now he's standing face to face with this person who just tried to destroy his village, killed his people. Naruto is pissed and he's ready to show it. Well, on that, guys, I hope you did enjoy. Make sure you share with your friends, family, and subscribe. Hit the like button down below, and peace out, guys. Bye.